How to crochet a beginner easy market bag. This classic bag is seamless in the round and with only one ball of yarn. Be So Bare yarn is 100% organic cotton, completely made in the USA. The addition of slip stitches around the top edge and straps ensures sturdy and long-lasting durability. The decorative picots in the classic mesh pattern adds a touch of romantic whimsy to this otherwise super functional and environmentally responsible project.
We're going to be using a size G crochet hook, which is also 4mm, and the first thing you want to do is tie your yarn to your crochet hook. You can use a slip knot or a solid knot, whichever you prefer. And we're going to start with a chain 4. We're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain from our hook. The loop on your crochet hook never counts as a chain. That's your working loop. So we're going to count back 1, 2, 3, and 4 and slip stitch into that 4th chain to create a chain 4 ring. So that ring now has a hole in the center. We're going to chain 3. That counts as the first double crochet of round 1, and we're going to work double crochets into that ring, into the center hole of that ring. So our first double crochet is to yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that chain 4 ring, yarn over, pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so the chain 3 counts as our first double. We did a double crochet in the ring. We want to do a total of 12 double crochets in the ring, so this would count as 1 and 2. We want to do 10 more double crochets in the same ring. I'll repeat again how you do a double. It's yarn over your crochet hook, insert your crochet hook in the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop. We now have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, we now have 3, so we need 9 more double crochets in the ring. Okay, we now have 12 double crochets in the ring. The chain 3 at the beginning of the round counted as our first double. We want to slip stitch to the top of the first stitch at the beginning of the round to join. Now that first double was a chain 3, so the top would be the top of the 3rd chain of it. So you want to slip stitch into the top chain to join your round. This is what the end of round 1 should look like. Round 2 begins with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. You want to double crochet in that same stitch. And we're going to work 2 double crochets in each stitch around. So in that very next stitch now, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now double crochet again into the very same stitch, like that. So you're going to work 2 double crochets in each stitch around, which means you'll have a total of 24 double crochets at the end of this round. Okay, we're at the end of round 2 now. We've worked 2 double crochets in each stitch around for a total of 24 double crochets. You want to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet at the beginning of the round to join. The first double was a chain 3, so we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 to join. This is what the end of round 2 should look like. Round 3 begins with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and you want to work a second double crochet into that first stitch. Okay, so 2 double crochets in the first stitch. Then we're going to work 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Like that. Okay, so the repeat for this round is 2 double crochets in one stitch and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so we're going to be turning 2 stitches into 3 stitches in this round. So for every 2 on the previous round, we'll now have 3. So at the end of this round, you will have 36 double crochets. We're working 2 doubles in one stitch and then 1 double in the next. Okay, we've completed round 3. We're now going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. We should have 36 double crochets, including the chain 3 as a double crochet at the beginning of the round. This is what the end of round 3 should look like. Round 4 begins with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. We're going to work a second double crochet in that first stitch. Then we're going to work 1 double crochet each into the next 2 stitches. So 1 double in the next stitch and 1 double in the next stitch. Okay, so for the 3 stitches in the previous round, we're now creating 4. So over the next 3 stitches, we'll create 4. We're going to work 2, this is the repeat, we're going to repeat across the round now. So it's 2 doubles in the first stitch and 1 double each in the next 2 stitches. Okay, 2 doubles in one stitch, 1 double in the next, 1 double in the next. And we're going to repeat that around the entire round for a total of 48 double crochets at the end of round 4. Okay, we've completed round 4. We should now have 48 double crochets, and we're going to join the round by slip stitching into the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. This is what the end of round 4 should look like. You should have 48 double crochets. Round 5 begins with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. We're going to work a second double crochet in that same stitch. Then we're going to work 1 double crochet each into the next 3 stitches. 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 in the next, and 1 in the next. So in this round, we're increasing from 4 stitches to 5 per repeat. So the repeat that you're going to do around the entire round is 2 double crochets in one stitch, then 1 each in the next 3. So 2 doubles in the next stitch, then 1 double each in the next 3. At the end of round 5, you'll have 60 double crochets. Okay, we're at the end of round 5 now. We're going to slip stitch to the top of the 3rd chain at the beginning of the round to join. You should now have 60 double crochets at the end of round 5. If you're continuing on to make the large classic market bag size, you want to repeat in this established pattern and through round 8. So if you continue on in this established pattern, which is basically increasing by 12 stitches per round, you'll have a total of 96 stitches at the end of round 8. Now if you're going to modify this pattern beyond this size or this size to make any size whatsoever, you want to just end on any given round, and the beauty is that to create these sides, we're doing a multiple of 4 stitches. Well, based on the fact that this will always be a multiple of 12 for these rounds, whatever round you end on, you'll always have the right repeat for beginning the next round. And when we get to the straps, I'll teach you the formula so it doesn't matter what size you're making either. You'll be able to modify this with the right formula to create any size bag you're interested in. Okay, so we're ready to start the sides now. Again, if you were doing the full size bag, you want to repeat in this pattern, established pattern through round 8. And if you want the line by line instructions for it, just pop over to my website with the free pattern link and you can follow line by line. So now we're getting ready to start the first round of the sides, which will be round 6 for the small bag, but it would be round 9 for the larger bag. Okay, we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in that same stitch, chain 3, and single crochet a second time in that same stitch, like that. Chain 5, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in the next. Chain 3, single crochet in the same stitch, chain 5, skip 3 stitches, single crochet in the next, chain 3, single crochet in the same stitch, chain 5, skip 3 stitches. We're going to be repeating this all the way around. So it's going to be single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the same stitch, then chain 5 and skip 3 stitches. Repeat that all the way around and I'll show you how to finish up at the end of this round. Okay, we've worked all the way around our round, and now we want to replace the last chain 5 space with a chain 2 double crochet because we want to position ourselves in the center of the last chain 5 space to begin the next round. So we're going to chain 2. This is where we would be doing our chain 5 space. So we're going to chain 2, skip those last 3 chains, and then double crochet into the first single crochet at the beginning of the round. And you'll see linear wise the length, we have the same size space as our chain 5 spaces. The only difference is that we're now positioned in the center of that chain 5 space instead of at the end in front of the chain 3 picot. So this is now what the end of your first sides round should look like. This would be round 10 on the larger size market bag, or it's round 6 on the smaller version. Whether you're making the smaller bag or the larger market bag, the next round is the round we're going to repeat for the entire size of our sides. On the larger bag, that would be round 11, and on our smaller bag, that would be round 7. And both are done the exact same way, and this round is what we will be repeating exactly the same way. You start the round with a chain 1, single crochet in that same chain 5 space, chain 3, single crochet in the same chain 5 space, chain 5, and single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 5 space, meaning we're going to be skipping that single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the previous round. So we chain 5, skip over that little chain 3 bump, and we're going to work into the next chain 5 space with a single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. So we're going to be repeating around chain 5, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 5 space. Repeat that all the way around. Okay, we've made it around the entire round, and we're going to end the round the exact same way we ended the last round. It's a chain 2 and double crochet into the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join, and what that does is give us the equivalent of a chain 5 space but positions us into the center of that chain 5 space for beginning the next round. If you're doing the smaller bag, you should have 12 chain 5 spaces, and if you're doing the larger bag, you should have 24 chain 5 spaces at the end of this round. You want to repeat this last round now for the desired length of the sides of your bag. Okay, the beauty of this pattern for me is that it doesn't matter what size you make, the formula is going to be the same regardless. So now that I've made the length of the sides, the length that I want for this smaller bag, and if you go to the free pattern page, it'll tell you exactly how many rows to do the full size bag. The next row is done exactly the same way, regardless of what size. So we're going to start with a chain 1 and single crochet in the same chain 5 space. Chain 5 and single crochet in the next chain 5 space. Notice how we are skipping the single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in each chain 5 space. On this round we are just working chain 5 and single crochet in the next chain 5 space. You want to repeat this all the way around. When you get to the end of the round, we're going to replace the last chain 5 with the chain 2 and double crochet to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. This is what the end of the round should look like. You should now have the same number of chain 5 spaces that you had at the end of every previous round. The only difference is that we don't have those bumps of single crochet, chain 3, single crochet between the chain 5 spaces. It's just chain 5 spaces at the end of this round. Okay, the next round is identical regardless of what size you're making. We're going to start with the chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and work a second double crochet in the same chain 5 space. Now in each chain 5 space around, we're going to work 4 double crochets. Okay, 4 double crochets in each chain 5 space around. Okay, we've made it all the way around, and remember at the beginning of this round we did a chain 3 that counted as a double crochet and 1 double crochet in the chain 5 space. But in every chain 5 space for the rest of the round we did 4 double crochets. So we want to finish off that first chain 5 space with 2 more double crochets so that it has a total of 4. Okay, so now we did 2 doubles in that first chain 5 space at the beginning of the round, then we finished it up with 2 more at the end of the round. Slip stitch to the top of the 3rd chain at the beginning of the round to join, and we now have 4 double crochets in each chain 5 space around. And you'll notice we should have the same exact stitch count now that we had at the end of the last double crochet round down here. Also, that means that we still have a round that is a multiple of 4 stitches, and although that doesn't matter at the moment, it will in a couple of rounds. This is what the end of this round should look like. And we should now be back to our original double crochet stitch count. So for the smaller bag, that's 60 double crochets, and if you were making the larger bag, you would now be back to 96 double crochets. For the next 2 rounds, we're going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So that would start with a chain 3 that counts as a double crochet, and then work 1 double crochet in each stitch around, ending the round with a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 from the beginning of the round. You want to do this for 2 rounds. Okay, we finished 2 rounds of double crochet. We're now going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And that's what the end of that section should look like. Now again, we're going to go back to remembering what our stitch count was, because it's really important to know the ratio for what we're doing for the rest of the project. In the original bag, you should have 96 stitches at the end of this round, and at the smaller bag we have 60. So now what you want to do, if you're doing a different size, otherwise just follow along with my exact numbers, we're dividing that number by 4 because, and I'll show you on the original bag, we're going to do 4 equal parted sections, one with stitches on either side and one with slip stitches on either side of that for where the straps are going to go. So on this one it would be 24 stitches and then 24 slip stitches and repeat a second time, because 96 divided by 4 would be 24. Now because we're doing 60 here, 60 stitches divided by 4 is 15. So we're going to start with a chain 1 and single crochet 1 time in each of the first 15 stitches. Okay, now we're going to slip stitch in each of the next 15 stitches. A slip stitch is to insert your crochet hook, pull a loop through the stitch and the loop on your hook all in one swoop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Okay, so we did 15 single crochets, 15 slip stitches. Now we're going to repeat that one more time. So we're going to do 15 single crochets next. And then we'll do 15 slip stitches for the remainder of the round. Okay, and that's what the end of this round should look like. You should have 2 sets of equal sized single crochet sections and 2 sets of equal sized slip stitch sections. On this bag it should be 15, 15, 15, and 15, and on the larger bag it would be 24 for each of the 4 sections, and depending on what size bag you make, it just needs to be a fourth of the stitches around. So the next round we can slip stitch into the first single crochet to join. Now the next round will begin with a chain 1 and single crochet into each one of those first 15 single crochets. Okay, now over those 15 stitches that we slip stitched, we're going to create our strap, and the ratio that I use for creating the strap is for however many stitches you slip stitched across, we're going to chain in 3 times that. So we slipped sorry, we slip stitched 15 stitches, so now we're going to chain 45 chains and skip those 15 slip stitches. So we're going to chain 45, which is 15 times 3. Okay, so we've chained 45. We're going to skip the 15 slip stitches and we're going to single crochet in the next 15 stitches. Okay, so now we're going to skip these 15 slip stitches and chain 3 times that amount, or chain 45. Okay, so we've chained 45. We're going to skip the 15 slip stitches, and we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. Okay, so we'll set this down now so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so we've created straps that were 3 times the length of the slip stitch sections that we skipped, and we worked 1 stitch even in single crochet in the 2 sections that we're still stitching in. So now this is what the end of that round should look like, and I'll show you on the main bag, or the larger size. We did the same thing on this one. In the sections that we skipped, in the sections that we slip stitched, which was 24 stitches, we chained 3 times that amount, or 72 chains, for the area that we skipped. And then we worked even in pattern in single crochet in the other sides, sections of those rows. It was also an equal amount, so we divided whatever our stitch count is by 4 to do so. Okay, the next round begins with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and you're going to work 1 double crochet in each of those first 24 single crochets. And now we're going to work 1 double crochet into each of the next chains. So into each of these 45 chains on this one. And however you decide to work into the chain is your choice. You can either work into 1 loop of it or 2 loops of it. See, if you work into the back loop, it's the easiest way to do it, but it's more secure if you work through 2 loops of it, so there's only 1 loop on the bottom. I prefer to do the easier way though of working into just the back loop where there's 2 loops on the bottom. And it doesn't matter which way you do it, just make sure you're consistent. And if you work with 1 loop on top or with 1 loop on bottom, just make sure you're consistent and do them all the same way. So I'm going to work 1 double crochet into each chain. Okay, we worked 1 double crochet into each of the single crochets, then we worked 1 double crochet into each of the chains, and now we're going to repeat that around. So we're now going to repeat 1 double crochet into each single crochet, and then 1 double crochet into each chain. We're now ready to slip stitch to the first top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what the end of that round should look like. So now we definitely have handles, right? Now I wanted to show you on the large market bag version, we do an extra round of double crochet around the entire bag to give a thicker handle. But these handles were meant to wear over your shoulder. It is a shoulder bag, being a slouchy market bag. So 1 additional round of double crochet I think is a good idea on this bag. On this smaller bag, I think the scale is fine to do just 1 round of double crochet on the chain for the handles, because this is a smaller bag that you would carry as a clutch with just holding on to the handles. So I want to show you how we do our last round now. Regardless of which bag you do, we're going to finish up the last round with slip stitching around every single stitch. And the beauty of this design, in my opinion, is the fact that now we've matched our slip stitches and chains so that everything has the minimal amount of give, which I know that one of the biggest complaints in doing bags and doing straps on bags is that one side is very sturdy because of the chain, but where you end up doing double crochet or single crochet, it ends up being really stretchy. And so I'll show you on this one, see how stretchy it is on the double crochet side, whereas the chain is very sturdy. Well, that's why we did slip stitches in the sections underneath the strap so that that area is sturdy similarly to the chain of the straps. And now to mimic all of that around the outside top edge of the bag and top edge of the straps, we're going to slip stitch in every single stitch. And by slip stitching into the top of the sides of the bag, we sturdy up the sides, and to slip stitch into each stitch in the straps means we're replicating the sturdiness of the chain at the underside of the straps. Isn't that fantastic? So now we have a bag that has the same amount of give and the same amount of gauge on the underside as well on the top side of the straps and the top of the bag. Obviously the nature of the stitches in the center of the bag is very stretchy, but that's what you want in a market bag. You want something that has a lot of give and a lot of stretch, where you can hold a lot of yarn or hold a lot of produce or flowers or whatever you're going to store in here. You want to have a lot of give so you can fill it with a lot of things. But fortifying all of the outer edges with slip stitch means you also have an incredibly sturdy bag. So you're just going to slip stitch all the way around, fasten off, weave in your loose ends, and then you have this fantastic classic market bag. You either have the large one, which still only takes 1 hank of Be So Bare yarn, or you have the miniature one, which would be great for using as a gift bag for filling it with other gifts. If you have any other questions, please, by all means, leave them in the comments. And in my video description box, you will find a link to download these free patterns, as well as information about ordering Be So Bare yarn. In upcoming videos, I'll be showing you how to dye this yarn all by yourself, safely and easily in your home.
Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.